What are who are some of those figures? Because the Conservative Mind is a book that expands and contracts
Yes.
with his own thinking and with his own approach. And it expands and contracts, and some people are added, some people are subtracted, some people are subtracted, then added back. Then, there's an ongoing organic evolution to this book that's really, really fascinating. And when you think about Russell Kirk as a personalist and a Christian humanist, this is a complicating question.
Right.
Because especially with the writing out of certain figures. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I think probably the most blatant writing out of a person would be Isabel Patterson, who shows up in the first edition and then is dropped. Kirk had an interesting relationship with her. She was a very famous newspaper woman, and she wrote a very interesting book in which called The God of the Machine, in which she talks about all of this idea that we are personal energy. It's very Epicurean. So we're atoms that come together. We have this dynamism to ourselves, and we live out this life as an individual. And she's kind of cranky, and she's eccentric, and she's good friends sometimes with Rose Wilder Lane and Dorothy Thompson and Ayn Rand, but doesn't always get along with them either. She's a disciple of Albert J. Nock. And so Kirk in World War II corresponds with her, and they have a nice correspondence for a while, and then it falls apart. And I think for someone like Kirk, he could be crotchety. He could be a bit of a curmudgeon, depending on where he viewed someone. But there was always a sense of Kirk that the personal relationship really mattered. And so when he met T.S. Eliot, for example, for the first time in the late summer of 1953, he went from admiring T.S. Eliot to cherishing T.S. Eliot. Whereas for someone like Isabel Patterson, he went from admiring her to having a falling out with her. And so it does make sense from a personal standpoint that Kirk is no longer as interested as promoting Isabel Patterson within the Conservative Mind. But Albert J. Nock stays. And there are moments where he makes more of an appearance and moments where he makes less of an appearance, but he is in the Conservative Mind through all 7 editions, really 7.5 editions, but in a variety of different ways. And so he kind of waxes and wanes within Kirk's thought.